Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, and this is another certified Boss & Hood classic. Today we're going to be rating my favorite pickups from February. I feel like if any one of these sneakers had dropped last month, you could still consider it a good month, but we had all of these. Let's start things off by going through a couple of sneakers that I haven't even spoken about here on the main channel. The first pair is actually a pair of Ons. As you guys know, I've been getting into my running over the past year, and I've been kind of moving away from being a real novice runner to a semi-novice runner. During this transition, I've gone from basically just running in anything and everything to running in sneakers that far exceed my abilities and speed. And this is a perfect example of that type of sneaker. These are called the On Running Cloud Boom Strikes. Now this is a running sneaker that has been made for speed, and so it's beyond me. But they do nonetheless look really nice. They feature really nice ripstop material on the upper. If you guys have been following the sneaker game a little bit over the past few years, you'll know that On Running have been coming up big time. They've gone from being the preferred footwear of rich people that go skiing in the Alps to the footwear worn by the same people but just on the streets basically. Now these are 260 pounds, like around $300, which is far more than I was willing to pay. So I actually found a pair of these lightly used on eBay for around 180 pounds, which is still quite expensive, but they are really, really light. They do seem to be really well made, and they do have a really nice insole inside them, as well as a carbon plate going down the footbed. I haven't had a chance to really go out and run in these, but I am looking forward to busting these out very soon. Next up, we have another pair of running shoes, actually, which came recommended thanks to a new series that I'm doing on Instagram and TikTok. These are the Asics Super Blast 2. When I got recommended these, I thought, okay, easy peasy. I just go online, have a look around and buy a pair. But bro, you can't buy these if you want to. They're nowhere to be found. I went on the Asics website, I went on all the different running shoe websites. Bro, these are sold out everywhere. So I ended up coming up on this particular pair here in this colorway, which I think is like a Paris Olympics type colorway from last year, on eBay for 160 pounds, which is about 40 quid under retail. This is another really nice looking running shoe. They've got the big, thick midsole, which has all the latest technology. They've got an engineered mesh upper, all sorts of nice technology about them. And I did actually go out for a run in these last night and found them to be really nice, really cushioned, really responsive. The other latest pickup that I haven't yet shared with you guys here on the main channel, I was gonna do a full-blown review, but I wasn't sure to what extent anyone would be that interested in these, because these are the Saucony Pro Grid Omni 9 collaboration with Foot Patrol. As you guys know, this model has been getting a lot of love in recent times thanks to the collaboration with J-Tips, but I actually think the Foot Patrol colorway is a way more wearable colorway in general, especially for a grown 40-year-old man. The colorway is supposedly taking inspiration from like the rainforest or something like that. The color blocking is really nice. They feature a bit of a mishmash of different materials, a bit of a patent vibe going around the collar, some synthetic blue mesh underlays, as well as some sort of more synthetic brown mesh overlays, a little bit of Foot Patrol co-branding on the tongue, the Omni Grid 9 technology. Very comfortable shoe, very sturdy, very rigid. It's actually quite funny to feel the difference from a performance running shoe like the Ons and then these more antiquated running shoes of old, where these are just like so much heavier and cumbersome comparatively. But yeah, for just an everyday, normal, casual, walking around shoe, I think this is a really dope sneaker. Right, let's get into rating last month's pickups. And I want to start off with a sneaker that is very nice. It is a wicked colorway. It is good in terms of the materials, but I ended up returning these. It's the Air Jordan 3 Lucky Shorts. Now, if you guys watched my review on these, you'll know that I did speak quite positively of them. And in fact, some of you guys even messaged me to say, bro, thanks to your review, I went out and copped these. And so I don't want you guys to now think poorly of the shoes because now you know that I've returned them. The only reason why I returned them is because, mate, I already have the UNC 3s, which I hardly wear enough. And then I also have the Craft 3s, which aren't even on display. So I can't really justify at this point having three kind of very similar looking sneakers, all of which I'm really not wearing at the moment. So that's the only reason why I decided to send those back. Right, so coming in at number 5 from last month, it's got to be the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined. I do like this colorway. Don't get me wrong. The only thing that I'm not overly fanatical about with regard to the sneaker is the quality of the leather, especially when you compare the leather on these to other sneakers that dropped last month. They just don't feel as premium in hand. And I know this is par for the course or to be expected from Jordan 1s in general over the years. In terms of the execution of the sneaker with the storytelling, yeah, totally get it. I'm not hugely fanatical about the Air Jordan on the heel collar, but obviously I know why they did it. The packaging is elite. Like, the packaging is the best part of the entire sneaker. And I think whenever the packaging is the best part of the sneaker, you've got the sneaker wrong. And number 4, the Kobe 6 All-Stars, the Protros. I love the Kobe 6 so much. I think it's probably the best Kobe model apart from the Kobe 9. I feel like these go super hard with the black laces. I unfortunately got a true to size Kobe because I haven't had a Protro release like ever. So I only had the previous Kobe 6 sizing to go off, which is from sneakers like my 2010 Grinches or the 2011 All-Stars that I've had in the past. So when I wore these for the first time, bro, my feet were absolutely suffocating and massively constricted. So the only way I could get away with rocking these comfortably was just to remove the insoles. And after that, they were absolutely fine to wear. So yeah, like the colorway, very clean, very simple. Obviously the stars on the outside were a nice touch. It's just one of those sneakers that is so easy to wear, both for sports or hooping obviously, or even casually. So yeah, that is number 4, the Kobe 6. Into the top 3, and at number 3, the foamposite Galaxies. In my opinion, the foamposite is a pretty ugly shoe, generally speaking. I've never really been a massive foam guy, but with this particular shoe and this particular colorway, I'm willing to make an exception because it's just got so much awesome sneakerhead history behind it. It came out in that era when sneaker culture was a little bit different to what it is now, and it just rakes up all those nostalgic memories. I feel like the execution on this particular retro was really well done. The quality on the materials is good. The build is good. Obviously the glow sole goes hard as well. And so yeah, I just couldn't really let this release go by without picking him up. And I managed to hit on 3 pairs of these, which is kind of crazy, all for retail. I won 2 raffles and hit on the Nike sneakers app. And so I sold a couple of the other pairs off, made a little bit of profit, meaning that I only paid about, I don't know, 30 or 40 pounds for this pair. So that is a little bit of a dub. At number 2, the Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined. This is the best Jordan 5 of all time. The reimagined treatment that they decided to hit this sneaker with was very tasteful, I thought, just drawing on the 3M elements that originally came on the Jordan 5 tongue and then using that for the Nike Air branding on the back, as well as using some silver detailing on the piping of the leather, giving the panels that little bit of extra pop about them, not unlike the 3M itself. It's a really nicely made sneaker, good shape, good quality materials. But the other thing that was cool about the release is a lot of stores decided to do first come, first serves for these, meaning there was a lot of hype and excitement about just standing in line again or queuing up to get your hands on these. You guys will remember all of the viral videos we saw with people even getting into fights over this particular sneaker. It sort of brought back the feelings of old with regard to the campouts and stuff. And a little bit like the Galaxies, I actually came up on 2 pairs of these. So I have another pair in the cut DS that I've actually been trying to sell for a little bit over the retail, but people haven't actually been jumping on me to get those. So beautiful, beautiful shoe. And the best sneaker release from February, boom. The breads, the bands, the high 85s. There's so many reasons why this is the standout sneaker release of the year so far. I think one of the big reasons has to do with the fact that Nike really pulled their finger out and really went deep into their bag for the marketing for this shoe. This is the biggest marketing campaign we've seen Nike and Jordan brand do for a Jordan in like forever. And then you get to the actual sneakers themselves, which really are beautiful. I'll never, I don't think, own an 85 Jordan 1 because they're just so crazy now with the prices. Unless you're willing to buy a pair that's pretty much disintegrating, you're not really going to get a pair. And so this, to my mind, is about as close as I'll ever get. And they really are something special in hand. The build quality is fantastic. The materials are actually really good. I know I was sort of dogging on these for the leather being really stiff, and the leather is stiff, but I've worn these 2 or 3 times already. I've even been for a bit of a run in these, not that I was planning on running in them, but I ended up being late for a meeting and they were absolutely fine. And so these are supposed to break in and wear in and improve as they age. And that's the sentiment that I'm getting early doors after wearing these. So quality's good, shape is amazing. The wheel out, so the rollout was absolutely unparalleled, and it's just one of those special sneakers to have in hand. Now, I overpaid for these on the resale market. I paid £650 at the moment. I feel like prices are probably a little bit under that, maybe around £450, £500 brand new. So it wasn't a huge L to take. And to be fair, I got them early so I could get on the early review tip, and that video didn't do too badly. So thank you guys very much for messing with that content. I feel like this is undoubtedly the best sneaker to drop in February. It's probably the most special Jordan release we've had in a minute right now, and so delighted to have these in the collection. So there you go. Those are my favorite pickups from February. What a crazy month. Already in March, we've had some crazy releases, and there's so many more big bangers coming out this March as well. So right now, I feel like the momentum is definitely with Nike. They are back in their bag, doing their thing, standing on business. So yeah, those are my favorite sneakers from February, ranked and rated accordingly. What do you guys think? Feel free to let me know down below. And as always, I appreciate you messing with the content. Take care for now, and peace.